warm applause for this beautiful lady over here.
Thank you. Okay. So who here knows somebody with special needs? Who here has a friend or family member with special needs? Who here has special needs? Okay, thank you. I remember 6-year-old Danny. I was about yay big, my hair was super puffy, I'm wearing a Cinderella nightgown, pink fuzzy slippers, I'm standing at the door with my brother Johnny as he's ready to get on the bus. And as his bus pulls up, I see that there are 2 boys in the window who are already making faces at him. So there were 2 bullies who would consistently bully my brother, and the principal, teachers, parents got involved, but it was futile because everyone needed to ride the bus and didn't have a way to get to school. So I see the bus pull up, I see these 2 bullies, I'm standing here really small next to my big brother, and Johnny goes to grab his backpack and I say, no, wait. And in that moment, I decided I was gonna go for it. So I ran on the bus and I looked the 2 bullies in the eyes, and I deliberately remembered I could internally hear my voice deepening, my eyes fixated, and whatever I said, it clicked. I walked off the bus, and as I knew that something had changed, I didn't realize the level it had changed. So these boys, must have been 10 years old at the time, went from being bullies to being advocates for my brother in special education. So 8 years later, 18 years old, in the high school yearbook, they were literally mentioned as advocates for special education. So when we see something happen, we have a few options. We can pretend we didn't see it, we can watch it and do nothing, or we can see it and act on it. We can be the advocate, we can be the voice, we can be the helper. And from a young age, I decided I was going to choose option number 3, that I was going to be the helper, which all of us can be the helper. I just want you to close your eyes for a moment and bring to memory one of the most painful, sad, challenging moments of your life. Whether it be mental, physical, emotional, whatever it be, just bring that to memory. And hold it there. Who did you share this with, if anyone? Who knew the depth of what you were going through? Maybe there were a few, maybe there were none. Now open your eyes. We live on a planet with 8 billion people. We pass people every day with smiles, holding doors, or maybe just a neutral pass. How many of the people you pass daily know that story? Few to none. We wear masks and masks and masks that even the people who we are closest with, who we spend maybe almost every waking hour with, all they see is our mask. So today, I'm ready to unveil my mask. Hopefully it doesn't get caught in my head. Okay. So, 15-year-old Danny. I was a dancer, figure skater, super happy, jumping, spinning all around, having a grand old time. Then one day, I woke up and I was paralyzed below my knee on my right-hand side. Came out of nowhere. Simultaneously, my body was eating itself. I became super emaciated, and doctors were searching up and down my body for MS, MD, cancer, or another degenerative nerve disorder. They did not know what was going on. 15-year-old Danny, I wore a brace on my leg. I went to school with a smile on my face. I chose to wear my mask, to live a duality, a front that was also killing me. At school, people saw that I was thin. They probably thought I had an eating disorder, not that my body was dying. They saw that I wore a brace and probably thought I had an injury from figure skating or another sport of choice, not that I woke up paralyzed. And I chose not to tell anyone. I chose not to be in relationships with boys I liked. I chose not to tell my best friends. I chose not to talk about it with extended family. I chose to pretend that nothing was happening. I ended up getting a miracle nerve surgery and had a 1.5 years of physical therapy, which cured the leg, which is amazing, and I'm very gifted for that. Simultaneously, my body was still falling apart. So 17-year-old Danny, what do you want to do? I want to be a typical teenager. I want to go to college, go out, maybe do some reckless behaviors, work hard, play hard. have a job, and just have fun. So the inevitability was that I was going to be pulled out of school. So the deal was that I would go to the cheapest school I was offered. So I went to Tulane University in 2011. I was super excited. I came with my backpack, came with all my masks that had worked throughout high school. People really didn't know. And I get to college, I'm having a great, great time, and the Yin Yang twins are playing. And for those of you who do not know the Yin Yang twins, they are great people to dance to. I don't know about the quality of their work, no offense. So I love to dance, so I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go. And I'm leading the pack of my friends to go, wearing shoes similar to this, and my nerve gives out. So my leg works, but sometimes I do have nerve issues. So my nerve gives out, and I smack my ribs on the concrete. And right then, right there, I had a choice. Reveal my needs, or wear the mask. I wore the mask. I went out, I went dancing, danced all night, had a great time. I woke up the next morning, and I was literally triangular. My ribs were broken. So again, I chose this mask over my health, over my needs. At this point, I couldn't hide it. Breathing was painful, moving was painful, and Tulane sent me home on a 4-week medical leave. I get to my front door. What I also didn't tell my parents was my hair was falling out, my nails were falling off, and my skin was super dehydrated. So one of the things that was going on as my body was shutting down was my large intestine went from dying to completely dead. So despite the New Orleans sun, I was pale, I was dehydrated, I was weak. And I couldn't hide, I couldn't wear any mask. This is who I am. So I needed to find a surgeon who would take the large intestine out. But surgeons feared putting me on the table when I had all these other comorbid health issues. But it was my only chance for survival. So I got the surgery, and I want to lead you through that. And I know it's going to be a little hard, but I just want you to sit with it and just hear me out. So close your eyes. Imagine you're 17 years old. You just came out of a full day's worth of surgery. Your body is in so much pain, you can't even identify where it's coming from. It's screaming. You try to open your eyes, but you can't. You will later find that your eyes were not sealed properly during surgery, and you have double corneal abrasions. You are newly blind. The medication in your IV, one of them you're allergic to, so you're itchy, and the other one is burning your veins. You just had major abdominal surgery. You had your whole large intestine removed. It is physically impossible for your abdomen to move. Yet somehow, your body is turning over into a fetal position, ready to complete the circle of life and ready to return to your position from birth. As this is going on, you start losing your sensations. Your body, the pain, you can't really feel it. Your eyes, you can't open them. You don't have enough oxygen to speak. Your vitals machine is becoming more and more muffled, more and more brink. And you recognize you're dying. Internal dialogue, I kept saying, you keep saying, it's okay, you're going to make it, I promise. And then miraculously, your body turns over, the nurse comes in, and you're okay. Open your eyes. This was my November 11, 2011. This was my reality. The surgery was just the start of my unveiled battle, of when I was open and people knew I wasn't in school and things were going on. So 18, right after surgery, what do I want to do? I want to go back to school. So I go to school and I'm having a grand old time. And it's Valentine's Day, February 14th, day of love, great day. And I wake up and my head feels like it's 50 pounds and I can't lift it. And my blanket feels like it's 10,000 pounds of bricks pushing against my bony frame. And I'm trying to move and I'm literally immobile. I somehow muster the strength to get the cell phone that is on the window ledge beside my bed. And I end up calling my friend Bree. And I say, hey Bree, can you take me to the doctor after your classes? I just want to get a few things checked out. And she was like, absolutely not, Danny. I'm coming right now. We're going. And Bree took me, and basically I was internally bleeding, unlocalized, and I was getting less than 50% of the needed oxygen for my brain, heart, and lungs to work. I needed emergency blood transfusions. At the time, I lived in a medical single, so we went to the doctor around 9 a.m. Results were back at 11 a.m. By this time, I was alone and passed out in my bedroom. I awoke hours later, and my phone was blowing up. I literally looked at the phone and I was like, what's the emergency? And then I realized I was the emergency. My dad was on his way up from Long Island, which is about 4 hours, and I was being rushed to the ICU. And right then, right there, I learned how important it is to ask for help, to show your needs, to reveal your mask. It literally saved my life. This was continued by 2.5 years of unlocalized internal bleeding, a cancer clinic that failed. Everything was failing. But what I knew was every single person has special needs, and I would not leave this earth until there was some way for me to create a foundation for that to live on. So at the brink of my physical and fatal life, when doctors, surgeries, clinics, and a possible higher power didn't seem to be on my side, that's when I began the process of 501c3 nonprofit status. I would literally fight for this cause until the day I die. And so 18-year-old me, solution mode, what are you gonna do? I became Dr. Dan. I became a gluten-free vegan. I tried Ayurveda, Reiki, Chi organ massage, wheatgrass shots, energy work, everything. I would not stop. I would heal. I would hold on. I would tell myself daily, it's okay, you're going to make it. I promise. And that kept me through. That kept me going. And at 21, I had my last surgery. I woke up from that surgery very differently. I woke up and I felt the shift from fighting to healing. And it was the most beautiful feeling I've ever felt in my whole life. Sorry. And then I knew there was still more to my health journey, but things were going to be okay. Because 15-year-old Danny, when I woke up paralyzed, I thought it was going to be a day, a month, a year, not 7 years. So 21 to nearly 23 was my healing journey. It went from fighting full force to healing full force. It was a time where I was able to process all the lessons I had learned. So I want to share a few with you. First, you are so strong, stronger than you may ever know. You literally have anything and everything inside of you to hold on for dear life. Imagine you're summiting a mountain, and literally all you have is one fingertip holding onto that mountain. And you know if you let go, you're done. But if you hold on, you have a shot. Imagine holding on like that for 7 years. I promise you, you have the strength inside of you. You are so, so, so potent. Also, I learned that vulnerability is so important. It's what creates meaningful relationships and true friendships. If you think about the people who you love the most and who love you the most, it's the people who know about your very lows and are there for you at the drop of the dime. So that when you're at a high, they're there to celebrate and they see how far you've come. Vulnerability is what leads to human connection and meaningful relationships. Be compassionate to yourself and others. Have acceptance of your needs and other people's needs. The human experience is not easy for anyone. Be an advocate. See something, do something. And if you need help, if you can't do it, that's okay. Ask for help. Help literally saved my life. Make sure to have some humor. I'm dairy-free, I'm very cheesy, I love to laugh. It's really important. And it really lightens the mood, as you can see a little bit. But just live life, love life, appreciate life. You know, whether you're spiritual, religious, anything beautiful, we don't know what's after this. We know the right here, we know the right now. We know that this time log, right, this analog that we've created is passing. And we can utilize it, or we can just let it go. So utilize it. Do things that invigorate you. Be with people that you can be your unfiltered, authentic self. We live in a world where people are literally trying to be the same. Such a socially constructed, filtered world. Social media has its beauties, but we're not supposed to all look the same. We're not supposed to all be doing the same hikes and adventures. We're supposed to live our authentic life. And in fact, what makes us the same is that we're all different. So when we learn to lead from our light, our love, our difference, and we still respect, our temple, our vessel, our vehicle, but we lead from what's inside, what's masked, what's covered. That's when our magic comes out. That's when our uniqueness comes out. That's when our special comes out. That's when the pros of having special needs come out. Because our needs may make us a little more compassionate, understanding. Look, I'm 25 years old. I got tons of special needs, okay? I have no large intestine. It's a lovely topic, not going to go into it, but food goes right through me. True story, people. Then I also need fluids. No matter how much water I drink, my body doesn't absorb it. So I get a little saline up the veins. They juice me up, it's all great. And it's fine, but those are some of my needs. And this is my physical health story. I have social, emotional, familial, financial, all these other layers and all these other needs, as we all do. So this is mask one. I want you to reclose your eyes. And I want you to say this to yourself, and it may be a little uncomfortable, and that's okay. I want you to say to yourself, I have special needs. You can say it internally, you can say it externally, however you choose. But just saying, I have special needs. And now take a moment to sit with yourself. And I want you to think of what are some of your special needs, and be really honest with yourself. And then open your eyes at your own leisure and look around the entire room and recognize that every single person here is facing a battle we know nothing about. Every single person here has special needs. Every single person here has masks and masks and masks. Sometimes we don't even unveil all those masks to ourselves. In fact, most of the time. So I'm going to re-ask these questions. Who here knows somebody with special needs? Who here has a friend or family member with special needs? And who here has special needs? And that's it, that's the magic of it. So now I ask if you can please unveil your mask. Thank you so much for unveiling your mask to everyone. And if there's one thing you take away, it's that we all have special needs. We all wear masks. So thank you so much and enjoy the night.